Welcome back to Enigmatica 2 Expert Mode, and it's time to make some really overpowered stuff, or rather overpowered tools to get started. So at the end of last episode, I mentioned that the reinforcement modifiers have been changed, the recipe, so I made some of the prerequisites off camera. We have enough for quite a few here, so I'm just going to take, let's say, 10 of you, and we'll leave some more for later in case I need those materials for other things. The 10, we're going to split into 2 stacks of 5, and then we're going to make a new thing. We're going to make my usual range weapon of choice, which is a shuriken, but this pack happens to have a whole bunch more weaponry than we normally would. So, or more materials than we normally would, certainly from antimatter chemistry anyway. So this means we can make something really overpowered. So we're going to start with something simple. We're going to make a shuriken, and the shuriken is, well, there's a few options. I've made a few of the options here. Emeraldic knife blades are the default option here. I would definitely go with them. There are some emeralds in front of your atomic reconstructor, which we've just made. They make emeraldic crystals. Put those into knife blades, and then you can make 4 of them like this. Now that would make 147 ammo before it needed to be repaired. It would make an attack of 7 and then modifiers of 2. But if you replace one with a paper knife blade, you get modifiers of 4, which is much better because we're going to be wanting to get to reinforcement. Now you can also make magical wood with a bookshelf and some gold, and if you do that, you can take the modifiers straight up to 5, but although it adds 3 extra modifiers, it has a random chance of breaking even unbreakable tools. So unfortunately, we cannot use that. I don't want it and my unbreakable shuriken, my unbreakable overpowered shuriken, to become broken at some point. So 4 modifiers is enough. The other options you could go for is getting a prismarine knife blade in there as well. Now that reduces the ammo, adds jagged damage, so you can bring the damage up as the amount of ammo goes down. So if you get it down to 1 ammo, I've done that in the antimatter chemistry. We got more options here, but in antimatter chemistry, I did that to bring it down to like 1 ammo, which added extra damage, and you could do it like that. For now, I'm just going to use it with emeraldic and just 3 paper emeraldic shuriken. I got an emerald block, but you can easily go and trade with a nearby villager now. You have the ability to move around quite easily with a slime sling, etc., and go and trade for those. So paper emeraldic shuriken it is. And we're immediately going to want to just upgrade that, I think, to have 4 reinforcement modifiers. So this should, I think, reinforce. What's the effect? 20% chance to not lose durability. Or in this case, ammo. So let's just put those through. Okay, so we've got still 111 ammo. But now we have a weapon we can go and level up. We need at least 1 more level to make it unbreakable, which means going out at nighttime, which it's just about to be. And easiest way is just to create a pole somewhere you can stand on and let mobs come to you. Or indeed, you can go to a mob farm and shoot them in there. 6 or 7 mob kills later, you should have a leveled up thing. You can even shoot passive mobs. It doesn't have to be at night or anything. And we're going to want to make some more paper just to repair this back to full. Not that it matters. If you're doing jagged, you definitely want to bring it all the way down using prismarine. Oh, and by the way, if you don't want prismarine, just nether quartz in front of your reconstructor. So we can just repair that. Okay, that's fine. So now it has another modifier, which means I can add a 5th one, which makes it unbreakable. So we now have an unbreakable shuriken with how much damage? 5.75 attack. So let's take a look at that. So if I just shoot this over here, you'll see it shoots like that, but it does fall off fairly quickly. You can't really see it here, but in actual operation, you'll find it actually falls off fairly quickly. We're going to solve that and get some other stuff sorted with a bit of a sacrifice. I've only got 1 ender pearl, but we're going to borrow it. We're going to borrow it to smelt it down. So I'm going to shut off my timer because we're going to be smelting it into other stuff. Oh, hang on. Why won't you smelt down? Do you need something else? I'm looking for Inderium. We may not be able to make it yet, possibly. Inderium. I want an Inderium ingot specifically. Induction smelter will make it. Alloy smelter will make it. Technically, it should be able to be cast, but can we actually alloy it? Well, this says we can. Oh, we need resin ender. We can't just pour that straight into a smeltery. Okay, and lots of things are dying outside. So we need a few other things first, maybe. We can't squeeze an ender pearl, unfortunately. So yeah, we will need thermal expansion to get to that one. Anyway, that's fine for now. We've got a shuriken. Once we get to Enderium, doing that will basically add another blade, or we'll switch out one of the emeradic blades for the Enderium blades. And that will be able to make you shoot Enderman, which helps a great deal. Now I'm just going to take this and level up a little bit more, get a piece of lapis on there just so I can start to get looting. And of course, no problems from there. So how much XP do I need for the next level? 200. So it's only going to be about 10 to 12 mobs. May as well, again, just use passive mobs for these early levels. However, for me, that's just going to take too long. So we're going to upgrade our little very, very, very manual mob farm to be a little bit more automatic, but not automatic kill mode just yet. So we're going to want to create some redstone lamps. That's some glowstone in the middle of some redstone. And we're going to want to get some vector plates. So I'm going to get 24 to, well, let's just actually convert all of my sugar across. So 48 vector plates, slime balls you can get from congealed slime blocks, which you can get from slime chunks, and they're fairly regular once you're bouncing around with the slime sling. So we're going to use that, and then we're going to upgrade our existing mob farm, put some lights on the top so I can deactivate it. We're eventually probably going to convert over to something like Cursed Earth Farm, but to get started, we can just put these in place. So I need to just go and empty out that mob farm. It will have creatures in there, and probably, in fact, let's just head up there and let's see. We'll be able to hear it more than anything else. Oh. Yep, clearly it has creatures, and we'll empty it out. Obviously get some XP for doing that, but at the same time we're going to then want to basically convert it. And there we go, our mob farm is complete. We have these two spawners on the inside, the zombie ones. I think they were there previously. It's been, again, since I started the series, it's been about 11 months or so. So, yeah, I forget where we actually got those from, but we did get them. Look at the earlier episodes. I put a playlist together, by the way. They should be in a playlist now. And also these vector plates, you're going to need a stack and then an extra 46 or so for an internal 11 by 11 room like this with a 3 by 3 gap in the middle, just so stuff will fall down. And that is pretty much that mob farm complete. Or at least the sort of manual version, i.e. there's nothing at the bottom killing them except for us. And then up here I just have our redstone lamps with the redstone on top of them coming from the central switch. So if we turn that off, the whole thing should activate. I don't need fans up there or anything like that. The vector plates should be more than good enough. And things that drop down shouldn't be dropping down to die because they're not dropping down far enough. So here we can just basically do this. And we don't have any sort of any vacuum hopper yet. Vacuum hopper? But it is in the pack, and so is the vacuum chest from Ender.io. So open blocks, that's actually doable right now. Yeah, that's very doable right now. We could get a vacuum hopper and output that into another system, like say for example a storage drawer controller or something like that. Anyway, we basically can create an XP source for our little shuriken that could, and it's now got an extra modifier, so I'm going to go away and add some lapis while they sort of well, congregate, shall we say. Let's just get a few of those and drop down here. So do I have any lapis around? I do have a little bit of lapis. Okay, and let's just drop that on there as well, because why don't we want some extra drops while we're at it? Yes, look, just one piece will do. It'll actually increase by itself without us having to do anything extra. And that's fine for now. So I will go and level this a little bit more. We're going to add some other modifiers, I think, and some other bits and pieces. But next, I think we're going to get on to some machinery and some other sort of mod work. I also basically made the pickaxe unbreakable, but I didn't bother with a sword. We're not going to need that much. So yeah, it may be worthwhile making a mattock at some point to have the ability to have both a shovel and an axe on one tool, and then have that also be unbreakable. But again, we have more than enough materials to do that if we want to. And for me personally, I thought I'd combine that sort of mob killing with some exploration. So I went to the Nether and I decided to go and find a fortress, which I did, and my inventory's full up with junk. I did kill some wither skeletons. Unfortunately, no drop of evil. The drop of evil is what I actually want. As the lapis increases, so too will the drop of evil approach. So I could just jumpstart that with, well, with the non-existent lapis that it obviously is hanging around. And let's just put that in place on here. So let's just see. 39 of 60. Okay, that's fine. And that'll get that there. Now, from this point onwards, I want to replace that paper blade with a manulum blade. So make sure that you're replacing the writable. You're going to need 2 modifiers before you do this, because we need to take the paper back off, remember. So the paper is gone, and instead we'll get insatiable. So more and more damage as you actually as you carry on throwing blades, but you can't do any damage to it, so that's good. And then cold-blooded, basically, the first time you hit them, it does more damage, quite a bit more damage. So manulin, emeradic, shuriken, and that is getting better. That's getting better. We still need enderium, so we're going to need an alloy smelter for that. Other things I found in the Nether Fortress, the infinity bimetal gears, they tend to be a nice thing to have, just because to make them, yeah, you normally require to go and do grains of infinity, so we have a bit of a jump start. The other thing I got was iridium shards, and I should be able to make an iridium ingot, I assume, with iridium shards. No? Uses. Can I not make them? Well, they only drop in dungeon chests. Can they be smelted into iridium? It looks like they can. And then you can cast it out. Once we have iridium, we can cast it into an ingot. Yeah, so it has to be cast to do that. Once we have iridium, later on in Industrial Craft 2, you'll get the ability to replicate stuff. And I think that's usually when the iridium comes in. It's been a while since I did it, but if anyone knows any better uses for it, let me know. Otherwise, we're just going to store that away. Whoops. I'm going to store this away. And we'll put that in there. So, cool. Some other things that I found is a sinister drone, if we ever get into bees. Some magic beans to harvest random junk and treasure. Not that I particularly want those. And some magic capacitors. They will actually come in use. They're just a shortcut regular capacitors. So, we'll just dump all of that in there. Actual Edition's bat wings. Can we make wings of the bat? Are you going to give me any sort of flight? Besides which, it's an ender star, so we're not getting that. An air charm you can make with them, but I already got that randomly. That lets you walk on air and sneak to descend, etc. So I'm not going to need that. Some usual bits and pieces from the nether, glowstone, nether wart, etc., and some wither bones. I could make a cleaver to go and get with the heads, but we're not to that stage yet. All my chests are full. A reusable ender orb, some prospectors, none of which is very useful for us. So yeah, I did get some dark boots though, so they are quite nice. You get increased jump height, and you basically absorb some damage by charging it up. Will you charge up in the CSU? I assume you will. No, you won't. I wish this was more universal. Anyway, onward with more stuff. And getting on with the mods means I need to get a bookshelf. I need to put the bookshelf down, and then I use it with some Salus Mundus, I think, if I remember rightly. Yep, and that should turn into a Thaumonomicon. Yeah, there we go. So Thaumcraft, yes, because we need night ore from Thaumcraft to make, well, to make any of our magic mods go, we need basically the night ore to make cave illumination powder, or whatever it's called. Yeah, and that in turn will then let us make mana spreaders, which will let Botania work, which will let us get mana steel, which will let us get yes, other stuff. Regardless, we need to get started with Thaumcraft. So yeah, it's been a while. We need an arcane workbench, and we're gonna need a cauldron, I'm almost sure. I played Thaumcraft in a recent challenge pack, but to be honest, the last time I really did it was like in 1.7 Minecraft, which is like lots of changes. For in particular, I think wands are now missing, or they're not the same whatsoever. So yeah, that's our Salus Mundus recipe. Thank you very much. But I guess we're going to have to look. We have absolutely nothing in here anyway. So yes, we need a thermometer, and we need a better crafting table. So we need another Salus Mundus, and we need that's fine. We can just get that on a regular crafting table. So some more Salus Mundus is just 3 V crystals. So if you found them in your travels, I've just got some of each of these three. I need some redstone dust, which will be around somewhere, I'm sure. Don't I have some in here? I usually have some around. These have got quite a lot around, in fact. So redstone dust, we also need a bowl, which we've got here. I think that's pretty much it. Is it those... Salus Mundus? Is that everything? Salus... Salad? Salus? There we go. Get that right. 3 different V crystals, redstone dust, and a flint in a bowl. So there's flint is in here. Yep. And that... Oh, there's another flint in a bowl. It's just reusable. Fine. Good. Where that doesn't get used up, that's going to be fine. 1 Salus Mundus. And then we just want a crafting table. So a regular one. And let's not try the... Tinker's Construct one. And magically change. There we go. So arcane workbench. And that's hopefully going to let me make a thermometer to be able to see stuff. That's going to need some gold, I'm almost sure, and some leather usually. Oh, I can't see a recipe. Maybe I can only see it through the Thermonomicon? Ah, okay. Types of knowledge, theory crafting. Yes, you need to make a research table and other bits and pieces. Before we get to that, is it? Yes, I've completed it. Good. So now we should be able to make the thermometer. Yeah, there we go. So just 4 pieces of gold, and we need all of the different types of V crystal. That's annoying. I'm gonna need to find. Am I short of blue? I'm almost sure I'm short of blue. Yeah, I don't have blue. I'm gonna have to explore. Unless there's any way of making a V crystal. The aqua V crystal, well, that's world gen, most found at 16, so I could use the block upgrade for our scanner to try and find them, but that would require me to actually find one of them to get started, so I may not have enough. Yeah, I would like a way to get them from something else if possible. Block drops, that's not actually helpful. No, I guess I'm just going to have to explore. And here we are. Best chance is finding a ravine. So this should now be set to water crystal, which I think is the right one. Let's just see. Is that the right color? It is the right color. Yep. I thought it was air. It's actually water. Air is yellow. And obviously they're both blue. It's just that air is very hard to tell it's blue unless you freeze it. Well, say freeze it. Liquefy it. Anyway, where was I? Ah, yes. We can now be able to put it in our scanner. And with the scanner, excuse me, Mr. Whatever you are, water crystal, yep. We should be able to scan for them. Yep, there we go. And that's fine. I'm not going to need very many for now, so I'll just harvest these that I can and head back to the base. We've already got all the other kinds anyway. I'm back home again. I just thought I'd show you the pretty shaders. This is where I most like the shaders in Minecraft. Rain. As long as I don't have the noise, I don't mind the actual rain itself, and especially the effects on the water. Well, in fact, no, water, yes, but water on top of on Earth. So yeah, quite like that, as well as on top of water, on top of stone and stuff. Nice reflections. Anyway, I've moved the Thaumcraft area out away from everything else because any experimentation there can have some bad effects. So I don't want that near my base at all. So I put it in the desert area, and we have our Enderbook to move between them. So I've then got some of these V crystals of various kinds, and we have all of those available now. So all of them can go in here. Let's take that out for a second. Yep, so all the types are in there. So let me just take a few of them out. We'll put the rest into our machines to be crunched down. I did put the overclocker upgrades in place, up to 4 on each machine, and that's perfectly fine with our current power source. It stays fully charged, even when you're running lots of stuff through. So in this case, I don't have any gold on this run, but why don't I just run through some iron? Whoops, not the electric furnace. I did have some gold. I needed to actually crunch it down first, so yes, I'm going to put that in there. We could just put it straight in the furnace, to be honest, at this point. But either the furnace with the overclocker upgrades will be actually faster, I think, than, yeah, much faster than putting it through the smeltery. But smeltery is useful for alloys, so no problem there. Okay, so let's get ready for the next step. We need to go and craft that thermometer. I need some gold, which is why I'm waiting for this. This even. So let's just get a few of those. You generally need a few of these thermometers, so I'm going to craft more than one. And can I actually now see the recipe now that I've unlocked it? Thermometer. No, still can't. That's such an annoying thing. I want to see the recipes. Fine, I'll go get the recipes together, and I think it's just like a glass panel or something. and I'll see you in the Thaumcraft area. And here we are, just in a random area in the desert, just with some walls on a couple of sides, and let's just drop down a crafting station, and let's put it there for now. And now we just need to craft up a couple of things. One is glass panes. There we go, and that, along with some gold, should make us a thermometer, or two. There we go. So, thermometer. And let's just craft one for now, because I'm not sure how many of these crystals I'm going to need. I only have 6 of these Terra ones, so we're obviously going to need to find some green, or generate some green, either way. And now, that's not great. That should be transparent. I get the feeling that my shaders are going to have problems with the thermometer. Maybe I need to disable them just temporarily. Oh, it's so pretty though. Oh. All right, fine. I need to basically get that done. So we're going to explore the world, and do I have now something unlocked here? Yes, you are ticked, so that's fine. And do I have any sort of other thing I can do right now? Otherwise, I'm just going to have to walk around the world and explore, basically. So, yeah. Anything? Theories? That's just the research. So we should be able to make the research table. Hopefully. Scribing tools, the glass file, feather, black dye. And that is straightforward too, just need some more glass and clay. Fine, so I'm going to go and probably disable my shaders and then walk around the world and just point at random stuff. Now you'll see, well, I'll just do this with random. You can see at the top what I'm actually pointing at, but it would be nice if I could point at something that would give me some kind of benefit without using it. Come on, back away. There we go. So yeah, I'm going to do that with everything in the world, basically everything I can actually find, and that will open up new stuff in the Thaumcraft. And at this point, unfortunately, I lost a lot of footage, mainly because if you're using OBS and you're recording Minecraft, or indeed anything else, if you enable shaders or disable shaders, please make sure in OBS to click on the little show hide button next to the particular source. You do need to hide it then show it again in order for it to record shaders. Otherwise, what happens is you record your voice just fine and you end up just recording the title screen and nothing else. So I'm going to have to reconstruct this a little bit, but just bear with me for here. We have water. I just need to fill this up. Or indeed not fill it up if it doesn't let me fill it up. And we're going to construct some night ore with this now, basically to create a crucible just in case it was lost in the footage. Take a regular cauldron from Minecraft, put it down, and then hit it with Salus Mundus once you've got it in the research. And then we just need to basically add 2 torches, 1, 2, and 1 piece of coal, and then 1 piece of glowstone. And we end up with night ore, and let's just get another batch. There we go. And this is nowhere near the base because this is basically dropping stuff into the atmosphere, or it will when the elements break down in here. So, yep, it's worthwhile keeping separate. So with the night ore, we're then able to make cave illumination powder. Let's just head back to the base. And I've got a question for you guys because this is annoying me. I've been dealing with this for about 2 hours now. I can't figure out why it's happening. If anyone knows, please let me know in the comments. Very much appreciated. Most of the shadows are okay. See like this around the buildings? This around plants, all fine, all fine, all fine, all looks fine, except when I turn like this. See these? Don't know what these are. Random shadows. And I've tried turning the sky effects off, I've tried turning clouds off, it doesn't seem to have any effect. It only happens when I'm looking in certain directions, and they're not really that animated. I suppose they are a little bit. But what it's actually supposed to be representing in the sky, I don't know. Maybe it's supposed to be clouds? Huh, don't know. If anyone knows, do let me know. I'm more than happy to hear it. Anyway, cave illumination powder is, or illumination powder I should say. I even reinstalled the entire pack, so my favorites have gone. Illumination powder is here, and we can look at that. That just needs us to use a luminous crafting table to basically make this. Night ore, a couple of aquamarine, and some glowstone dust. So I did that already. We got the cave illumination powder here. This has uses of making a mana spreader. So I set the mana spreader behind the scenes over here. And you make a wand of the forest, just using 3 living wood sticks, twigs even, and a couple of petals. shift right click on the spreader, right click on the mana pool, and you end up with a mana pool that will actually start generating mana once you make some ender flames with a couple of brown, light grey, and red in petals in your petal apothecary. So with all of that, you end up with a situation. Well, you see what I mean about these shadows? It's irritating me enough that I actually want to turn off shaders unless I can fix it. And I don't like that because I love the look that shaders have, but this random thing that happens when I'm turning is just very, very odd. All the rest of the shadows are fine, just a few of them. Everything else but shadows are also fine. And there's cave illumination powder. So this will actually. Can I actually get rid of this stuff now? That's actually hard to get rid of. I may have to figure that out. Anyway, with that, yes, you just put down something that's burnable with ender flames around it. And in that case, just use something like coal blocks. Not coal individually, but the block form. It takes longer to actually burn off using ender flames. You get more mana because of it. Just drop a few pieces of iron into your mana pool, and from there you end up with mana steel, which you can then you can end up with mana steel. Then you go to your mechanism and drop in some compressed diamond, which you can put in the enrichment chamber. Just put in in fact, let's just grab some diamonds from wherever I might have some said diamonds. Yeah, so we just grab one. And we'll put that in the enrichment chamber. And I've put a couple of upgrades in here if I haven't already mentioned it. A couple of speed upgrades. Nothing excessive. But compressed diamond you can then drop in here, and it will be much more efficient than actually just putting diamonds or diamond dust straight in here. So with that, you can then drop your wonderful, wonderful mana steel directly in here, which will convert over to mana infused ingots. They can be cast into a gear using your smeltery. And with that, you get the first of many sieves. And I got the quest rewards as well, which is the actual 3 different types of stiffened mesh. And the sieve is very, very nice. It is basically the... and those shadows have got to be the sky, because this doesn't happen at night. It's got to be still something to do with the sky. Thanks very much to commenters, by the way. They did say to disable like astral sorcery, and I also found advanced rocketry custom sky boxes, so there is some disabling of that I actually did. But yeah, it's definitely got to be something to do with the daytime sky, because it's not happening at nighttime whatsoever. Almost wanting me to either not use shaders or enclose the base. I work indoors all the time. That's a good solution as well, I suppose. Anyway, once you get the sieves, you can put in whatever mesh you like, and then from there you can just sieve some resources like sand for stuff. So in this case, just right click and hold, and you end up with free resources. Lead and iron. And I say free because we can generate cobble with a cobble generator and use that to split down the cobble into gravel into sand, and into dust, the usual kind of ex nihilo stuff, which is straightforward, but there is some cobble gen options. We can either go with something like an igneous extruder from Thermal Expansion, which is going to come up soon, or we can use Nuclearcraft's cobblestone generator, which means getting into Nuclearcraft. So that's a different issue. But lead sheet metal and lead item casings, are these just the regular stuff? Is there any restriction on this? It doesn't look like there is, which means I should be able to even craft one of these things. So I'm just going to need to do that. Probably do that next episode, but we'll need to look at automating these sieves now that we have them, so we don't need to go mining pretty much. How about osmium? Is there a sieve recipe for osmium? Yeah, it looks like there is. Osmium ore piece is flint stiffened mesh. No, I'd rather not have just go for regular sieve rather than heavy. There are more than one option. It's via gravel, and it looks like the highest chances. Oh, that's quite good. Yeah, using the diamond stiffened mesh, we end up with a drop chance of 25% on osmium ore pieces. So yeah, we just need to generate a lot of gravel. Now, there is an option later in the pack, but it needs some other mods to be opened for us to actually get to it, and that is the Material Stonework Factory, which just generates the resources directly depending on what you have selected in there. So it can generate cobble, or it can generate sand, or, you know, whatever, directly. However, that requires pink slime. And pink slime needs industrial foregoing and is what used to be called MFR. Manufacturer, was it Manufacturer Reloaded? Yeah, MFR anyway. If industrial foregoing, pink slime is a bit of an annoyance because you have to actually spawn pink slimes, and that takes a little bit of infrastructure work. So that's not going to be straight away. So probably more likely a cobble gen to get started, and there's a few more ore pieces, and that's pretty much it really. We're ready now in sieves. Let's just because I've completely reinstalled the pack, I just press Z. That's options controls. Quest book. Open quests. Let's just change that to / thank you very much. And while I'm at it, controls or excavation or category excavate. Yes, thank you. Just so I can get to those. Completely reinstall it just to try and get rid of that shadows. Took me a couple of hours, still couldn't get rid of them. So yeah, that's that. And the quest book. So we have now completed a bunch of stuff in here. You'll see Sieves is done. That's the quest that I got for these. With that in mind, a lot of the right hand side of the tree is now done. We have a sort of problem getting to blood magic because we've now got mana steel. That's fine. We've got redstone root. We need enchanted fabric, and that is via Thaumcraft, and we have to go through researching the Thaumonomicon. So I will craft the research table and sort that out next episode, or something like that. Maybe the episode after. I may take a tech mod next episode or something like that, and we'll see where we get to. Otherwise, thanks a lot for watching, guys. As always, feel free to subscribe, share, and click on the bell if you want notification for further episodes. Otherwise, comments, tips, and tricks for every other players is more than welcome in the comments down below, and I will see you next time. As always, guys, thanks for watching.